Well, last night, Billings voters helped out the city. They helped to dig it out of a $4 million hole by passing a public safety mill levy. With new money coming in, what should you expect? Q2's Mitch Legge sat down with the city administrator to find out.
In a 2-to-1 vote on Tuesday night, Billings voters overwhelmingly approved the public safety mill levy. Now, the city will gain an additional $4 million in the form of property taxes to go to fund police and firefighting services. But that money is only enough to keep those departments status quo. If the levy had failed, the city would have had to find ways to cut about $4.7 million from the 2021 budget.
This was really about retaining what we have. So the great news is we no longer have a $4.7 million deficit. That deficit is closer to a $500,000, and that's manageable. So really our revenues are much closer to our operations expenses.
Now, the owner of a Billings home worth $100,000 will see a $27 increase per year on their property tax bill. And the owner of a $200,000 home will pay an additional $54 per year. An aspect of the levy that's better for the city is that the dollar figure brought in will increase over time as more people and businesses move in, thus increasing the tax base. Part of the reason for the initial $4 million deficit is that the city hired 20 full-time positions between 2017 and 2020. The positions were added throughout the police and fire departments along with 911 dispatch. The new levy allows the city not to make layoffs, but it doesn't provide any room for growth in public safety.
This avoids us going back to staffing levels, say, of 2016, 2017. And that's really great news, because with not only our crime rates and response times, a challenge for us, all the demands for services are going up.
The Billings police and fire departments have seen calls for service nearly double since 2010, a trend that Kukulski suspects won't slow down. This means the city will likely bring another levy to voters sometime in the near future to look at expanding public safety services.
That's the kind of trend that we can't reverse on the same kind of status quo. We've got to figure out how to be more efficient, be more effective, and I'm going to be shocked if it's not going to require some additional resources in order to do that well, as we are blessed with a growing community.
Kukulski said the city council could start to discuss another levy as early as this year. In Billings, Mitch Legge, MTN News.
Thanks so much, Mitch. Now, the city is waiting on results from a third-party statistical analysis on its public safety data. Once complete around the first of the year, it should help city leaders clearly identify places for future investments.